All right, let's dive right into this fascinating explainer, where we're going to decode the ancient, deeply powerful magic behind Sak Yant tattoos. Today, we're really focusing on a question that just captures the imagination of pretty much anyone who encounters this tradition. What are the deep spiritual meanings behind the most popular Sak Yant designs? We're going to see how these intricate patterns are not just, cool artistic expressions, but are actually intended to be physical manifestations of spiritual armor.
To really wrap your head around their power, I want you to imagine standing at Wat Bang Phra in Thailand. Picture this. You're surrounded by this massive, vibrating crowd of around 10,000 people during a chaotic and dusty festival called Wai Kru. Out of nowhere, people just drop cross-legged to the ground and enter this frantic trance known as Kong Kun. They are literally physically embodying the animals inked onto their skin, leaping, crawling, sprinting toward a shrine, and violently colliding with a human shield of soldiers who are just desperately trying to keep order.
Which, begs a pretty serious question, doesn't it? What exactly is being etched into their skin to cause that? Because clearly, these aren't just your standard decorative ink. A Sak Yant is a piece of sacred geometry, this brilliant ancient blend of Buddhist prayers, animist spiritual beliefs, and magical script. And they're traditionally applied by highly trained monks or spiritual masters known as Ajarns, with the literal intention to physically alter the life, the luck, and the protections of the person wearing them.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the sacred Sak Yant, the three master Yants, animal and deity designs, practitioners and modernization, and wrap things up with maintaining the magic. Let's kick things off with section 1, the sacred Sak Yant, ancient spiritual armor.
It is absolutely wild to trace how the Sak Yant evolved. It actually has its roots going back over 1,000 years to the ancient Khmer Empire, where it was initially designed purely to shield warriors in battle. Flash forward to the 1600s during the Ayutthaya Kingdom in Thailand, and we see historical records of soldiers covered head to toe in Yant tattoos and shirts, literally meant to stop knives and arrows from piercing their skin. Today, of course, it's transitioned completely off the battlefield into this globally recognized form of spiritual protection. You'll see it on everyone from doctors and lawyers to Muay Thai fighters and entrepreneurs.
Moving into section 2, the three master Yants, foundational blessings.
Right out of the gate, the most crucial one is the Gao Yord. In fact, about 95% of people get this one first. It's widely considered the supreme protective Buddhist talisman, or the Yant Kru. Usually placed right at the base of the neck, it's the absolute cornerstone of Sak Yant magic, acting like a massive universal umbrella of protection against evil spirits and physical harm.
And it's brilliant how the sacred geometry maps perfectly onto Buddhist cosmology. Those 9 peaks you see? They represent Mount Meru, which is the mythical center of the universe and the ultimate home of the gods. And above those peaks are these stacked ovals. In the Sak Yant tradition, sets of 3 ovals represent the Lord Buddha. So in the Gao Yord, there are 9 of these Buddhas, each bestowing a specific spell or special power, essentially acting as a permanent reminder for the wearer to lead a good spiritual life. The other 2 master Yants are just as iconic. You've got the Hah Taew, which is famously worn by international celebrities, made up of 5 horizontal lines. Each line is an entirely distinct magical spell to attract charm, block curses, and bring immense good fortune. Then there's the Paed. This one literally calls upon 8 Buddhists to protect you from all 8 geographical directions. It's essentially a 360-degree spiritual force field around you. Now for section 3, animal and deity designs are specific talismans. Okay, pause for a second, because we need to bust a massive internet myth right here. There is this popular rumor that a monk simply reads your aura and blindly assigns you a tattoo design. Nope, completely untrue. In the actual living tradition, you sit down, consult with the master, and you personally choose a design based on the specific obstacles you're actually facing in their life. The real magic happens when the master customizes the ancient text, those Kom or Pali scripts woven into the design, to perfectly match your specific intentions. So, say you decide to go with Hanuman. You are actively calling upon the fierce, primal energy of the legendary Hindu monkey god from the epic Ramayana. This isn't just about getting a cool picture of a monkey tattooed on you. You're seeking to integrate his legendary, mythical traits directly into your own life. We're talking about a blessing for unstoppable physical strength, unwavering loyalty, and supreme perseverance. It's about getting the ability to literally leap over life's hardest hurdles. That's why it's incredibly popular for folks who feel like they're staring down insurmountable odds and just need the sheer willpower to push through. Or maybe you need something that commands instant, undeniable respect from the people around you. Enter the Suea, the powerful twin tigers.
This majestic double tiger yant is basically the ultimate spiritual armor for establishing immense power and authority. You'll see it highly favored by soldiers, police officers, and business leaders who have to operate in really cutthroat competitive environments. The spiritual meaning isn't about blind aggression, though. It's about confident leadership, resilience, and navigating dangerous territory with the distinct aura of an apex predator.
But what if your battles are a bit more intellectual or financial? Well, entrepreneurs, creatives, and students often seek out the Phra Pikanet, which most of the world knows as Ganesh.
This is a beautiful fusion of Hindu symbolism and Buddhist tradition, designed specifically to be the ultimate remover of life blockages. The core spiritual meaning here centers heavily on wisdom, strategy, and attracting prosperity. If you're launching a startup, heading off to university, or navigating a massive career pivot, this is the talisman designed to clear your path and grant you the intelligence you need to succeed.
Section 4. Practitioners and Modernization. Who exactly wields the magic?
You know, traditionally getting a Sak Yant was strictly done by monks in temples using a shared metal rod called a kim and completely communal ink pots. But as our medical understanding of bloodborne viruses evolved, the public health realities just couldn't be ignored anymore. Today, reputable Ajarns, these highly trained spiritual masters, operate out of private studios using single-use sterile steel needles and individual ink pots. It just proves that a deeply sacred tradition can absolutely adapt to modern safety standards without losing an ounce of its authentic soul.
And finally, Section 5. Maintaining the Magic. Let's talk about the rules of the Yant. Think of the physical Sak Yant design on your skin as a sacred container of power, kind of like the engine of a car. But an engine is totally useless without fuel, right? Your adherence to moral discipline, specifically the 5 precepts of Buddhism, acts as the gas that makes the magic run. If you lie, if you steal, if you act immorally, the magic literally fades out. And because that supernatural power naturally wears down over time, devotees have to eventually return to their masters to have the monks bless and recharge the magic. Which brings us full circle right back to that incredible dusty mayhem at the Y Crew Festival, where devotees physically embody the sacred geometry etched on their backs. The air is just thick with chanting and incense, and suddenly, all those spiritual meanings we just discussed, the unstoppable monkey god, the authoritative tiger, they become terrifyingly, undeniably real as the wearers enter their trances. It is just this profound, visceral manifestation of faith and magic colliding in real time.
So it kind of leaves you wondering about your own journey, right? We all face our own hurdles. We all need protection, or we're looking for wisdom at different points in our lives. If you were to sit before an Ajarn today, entirely stripped of all that modern cynicism, looking for real spiritual armor, which legendary power would you choose to carry with you? Would it be the universal protection of the Gao Yord, the fierce loyalty of Hanuman, or the wisdom of Ganesh? Think about what you truly need to overcome your own personal blockages. Because maybe, just maybe, there's an ancient geometry out there perfectly designed to help you.